Um, no, I mean, it was certainly not like the last two, but I thought he pitched fine. I mean, I thought, you know, the runs that scored, the one was kind of just a blue pit that fell on with two outs in the right spot. The home run by um, Grychuk was a pretty good pitch, really. I mean, it was a good pitch. He went down and got it. So I thought Junior pitched well. I mean, I really did. I thought he was still good. I thought he had to battle through it a little more this time, but I thought it was still really good stuff.
It's a little bit better if you're not leaving guys stranded second and third. Not many opportunities, but when you had them, couldn't really cash in on them.
Yeah, I mean, we just. I mean, that's basically it. I mean, we didn't have a ton of opportunities. We had some men on third, and with less than two outs, and that was, obviously to sustain a rally, you need to get something going there, and we couldn't. We just couldn't get the next hit to kind of get something big going and a big inning going.
Runner on third, less than two outs. Is that an area that you've been okay with your team's performance in the first half?
Well, I think it's a timing issue, and I don't think you always want to be better at it. I think I think like I've said before, we want to get runners on base, and we got the big thing is keep getting runners on base. I mean, we've done a good job of getting on base on a day like today when we have no walks. Those are days that we've struggled to score, I think. So, with those at bats, obviously contact is important in those at bats. But I don't think it's an approach thing. I think our approach has been all right with them, and we just kind of have to live with that. I mean, we're going to try to get better at it and try to have a plan in those at bats, and I think our guys do.
You guys have seen Leak a bunch over the years. What was working for him today? What made him so tough?
Well, I mean, it was the same that we've seen from him. He's different than a lot of guys, but obviously he's got a couple different breaking balls. He's able to backdoor his breaking ball. I thought his slower breaking ball was a really big pitch for him today. He made some nice pitches with that. I thought it really kept some of our left-handers off of the harder stuff.
The strikeout numbers over the last 2 days, do you attribute that more to the pitching you've seen or approaches on your end?
No, I mean we have some guys that have struck out. I mean that's part of that kind of has gone with our walks. That's the deep at bats kind of goes with the walk. So the timing of them is what becomes important, I think. And when they have them with men on third base, they hurt you.
Big picture, how would you grade this first half of the season, and what area in particular you're looking to improve the most on in the second half?
I don't see any reason to grade our season when we're halfway through it. We got a lot of games left to play. We'll make those evaluations at the end of the season.
What's the thinking there?
Well, we got to get Mike on track is really what we're thinking. I mean, it's been a little bit of a struggle for him lately, and we just got to get him back on track. So we'll try to get him. We'll try to get him on the mound. Try to get him on the mound for some multiple innings stuff. I think he really benefits from being on the mound for multiple innings. I think he's able to really, fix himself when he's just out there having a little bit more pitches in his outings. I think he'll be able to really get back on track.
Looking back, did you take a little more time with him and Knable coming back from injury?
Mike, no. I mean, I think. I was fine with Mike. I think it's hard to predict what's going to happen after after the L stint. We're not going to be perfect on it. So I don't know if I'd say that. No.
Kind of the players will take a couple of days off. What about you? How do you spend this All-Star break? Or you give yourself any mental break?
Yeah, no, it's important for everybody to get a way foot and refresh your mind. I think your head becomes more clear certainly when you can get some space from it. So I think that's the priority and prerogative for everybody. It should be. Definitely, you need some space from it for sure.
I know you said you didn't want to grade the first half of the season. It's obviously too early to do that. What are some of the things that you really liked so far this season?
Well, I mean, Junior Guerra's been a real bright spot for us. You know, I don't think he was depth for us in spring training, and has turned in a really solid 13 or 14 starts for us. He's probably the biggest surprise, I think, without a doubt. He's a guy who's solidified a spot in the rotation, and at times really carried a game. I mean, really carried a complete game as he did on Monday in Washington. So that's I think that's surprise-wise. That's got to be the biggest surprise for sure.
How about Braun's health? He seems to be returned to form in the first half. How's he been doing? I mean, being around him every day.
Well, I mean, I think Brawny's, it's what you expected. I mean, this is what Ryan Braun seasons look like. I don't take it for granted. I mean, I think he's a dynamic middle of the order hitter and a middle order run producer. And his health is something that coming off the surgery that we tried to get out in front of and be smart with. He contributes to that, and he contributes to he's very self-aware and knows himself very well, and so we communicate a bunch about it. But it's expected. I think this is what you get with a healthy Ryan Braun. We're going to keep getting seasons like this. This is who he is.
A couple other guys. Chris Carter obviously has done really well, providing some power for your lineup. And Jonathan VR, a lot of speed on the base path. Can you speak to what those two guys have brought to your team in the first half?
Well, Chris has, done, I think, like we've talked about, Chris is, in a spot where he's been given the opportunity to play every day, play the same position every day and really go out there every single day. And he's done what he's good at, and probably a little improvement there. And he's been important for us defensively, I think. Really his first time out there, so he's been he's been a pleasant surprise. I mean, 22 home runs at the break is impressive. Obviously, he's among the league leaders. VR's provided a ton of energy. He's got an opportunity. It turned out to be a good match for both of us. And he's, in the leadoff spot, especially with Domingo going down, who, we started out there. He's really taken that over, and just like Chris, he's been a real solid, everyday presence in the lineup, and then really, it's caused a lot of problems for other teams on the bases and just getting on base. I mean, a leadoff hitter with that kind of on base percentage is something every team's looking for.